The next question. Assalamu alaikum. I am Muhammad Hazik. I am a student. Can I travel to my university, which is around 15-16 kilometers away from my home? I want to know if I can shorten my prayer in my university, in my institute. I hope you will help me. Jazakallahu khairan. As far as Qasr, that is shortening of the prayer, is concerned, as far as Qasr, as far as shortening of the prayer is concerned, we can shorten our prayers if basically two conditions are fulfilled. The first is that we are outside the city that we are living in. So if a person sets out on a journey, so in this situation he can shorten his prayer. So a person needs to be outside his city, outside the city that he is residing, and he should be a traveler. The second is the distance, regarding the distance with which a person can shorten his prayer. The distance at which a person can shorten his prayer. The scholars, they say that the distance at which a person can shorten his prayer, it is 4 burd, that is 88.67 kilometers. Whereas other scholars, they say that it is more than 80 kilometers. So in order to be on the safe side, if we travel, if we are considered as a traveler, and if we exit our city, if we leave our city and we are 88.67 kilometers away from our home, so in this situation we can shorten our prayer. The best is to follow the distance of 88.67 kilometers away from our home, and in this situation we can shorten the prayer. The other opinion is the opinion of Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, may Allah have mercy on him, wherein he says that as long as a person, he is a traveler and he sets out on a journey, he can shorten his prayer. And there is no specific distance as far as shortening of the prayer is concerned. As long as the person is considered as a traveler, he can shorten his prayer. But the majority of the scholars, they say that it is as long as a person is 80 kilometers away from his home, he can shorten his prayer. But for example, if a person is living in a city that is approximately 120 kilometers, so in this situation, even if he is 80 kilometers away from his house, he cannot shorten his prayer because he is not considered as a traveler. So I would like to repeat the two conditions. The first is that the person should be considered as a traveler, he should be outside the city that he is residing in, and the second is that the distance, it is, as said by majority of the scholars, 80 kilometers, more than 80 kilometers, but in order to be on the safe side, if we are 88.67 kilometers away from our home, inshallah we can shorten our prayer. But as far as your question is concerned, wherein you have said that your institute, it is 15-16 kilometers away from your home, so in this situation you cannot shorten the prayer. You are not considered as a traveler, and at the same time you do not fulfill the distance that is required for Qasr or for shortening the prayer. That is more than 80 kilometers, or according to the other opinion, that is 88.67 kilometers. So it is very important that we fulfill these two requirements as far as shortening of the prayers is concerned. And this is from the mercy, this is from the generosity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He wants to make it easy for us, that when we are traveling, we are given this exemption that we can shorten our prayers. And at the same time, when a person is traveling, if he wishes, he is even exempted. When a person is traveling, he is even exempted from fasting. So this is from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to make it easy upon us believers.